India. Presented by Sophia and Carmen Rodriguez. In comparison, India has 1.3 billion people. The United States has 325.9 million people. GDP, PPP, or Gross Domestic Product, Purchasing Power Parity Rate for India. $9.5 trillion, 6.7% growth, 7.2% 5-year compound annual growth, and $7,183 per capita. The GDP, or PPP rate, for the United States is $19.4 trillion, 2.3% growth, 2.2% 5-year compound annual growth, and $59,501 per capita. The unemployment rate in India is 3.5%. The unemployment rate in the United States is 4.4%. The inflation rate, or the Consumer Price Index, in India is 3.6%. Inflation, or the Consumer Price Index in the United States, is 2.1%. FDI, or foreign direct investment inflow, for India is $39.9 billion. The FDI inflow for the United States is $275.4 billion. Life expectancy in India is 66.9 years. Life expectancy in the United States is 79 years. Healthcare facts. For India, the healthcare market may increase 3 times to 8.6 trillion rupees, or $133.44 billion by 2022. India is experiencing 22 to 25% growth in medical tourism, and the industry is expected to double in size from $3 billion to $6 billion. There is significant scope for enhancing healthcare services considering the percentage of healthcare spending of GDP is rising. The government's expenditure in the health sector has grown to 1.4% in the 2018 fiscal year from 1.2% in the 2014 fiscal year. The government of India is planning to increase public health spending to 2.5% of the country's GDP by 2025. For the United States, the U.S. healthcare system is unique among advanced industrialized countries. The United States does not have a uniform health system, has no universal healthcare coverage, and has only recently enacted legislation mandating healthcare coverage for almost everyone under President Obama's administration, though under the most recent administration, the Affordable Care Act has been in constant contention. Rather than operating a national health service, a single-payer national health insurance system, or a multi-payer universal health insurance fund, the United States healthcare system can best be described as a hybrid system. In 2014, 48% of U.S. healthcare spending came from private funds, with 28% coming from households and 20% coming from private businesses. The federal government accounted for 28% of spending, while state and local governments accounted for 17%. India's new healthcare system. Because 40% of India's population fall below the poverty line, basic healthcare services are unaffordable. It could take years to pay off a medical bill for many citizens who earn less than $2 a day. In September 2018, India launched the country's largest healthcare program, ABY for short, set to provide coverage to 100 million families, totaling 500 million people. 30 of India's 36 state governments have joined the new program, which will provide $7,000 in health insurance for each individual, potentially increasing depending on annual demand. As private insurers serve mainly the wealthier sections of society, India's government will be providing 88% of the country's health insurance, costing nearly $1.6 billion annually. ABY, a universal coverage. A major initiative of ABY is to make health and wellness centers the foundation of India's health system. These centers will bring the healthcare system closer to the homes of the people by providing comprehensive care for non-communicable diseases and maternal and child health services. The centers will also provide free essential drugs and diagnostic services. Applauded by the World Health Organization, or WHO, India's ABY healthcare system leads the U.S. in joining ranks of countries to adopt a universal healthcare system. To quote Dr. Singh, the regional director of the WHO's Southeast Asia region, WHO welcomes India's announcement and commends the schemes and initiatives planned to holistically address health. India's initiatives are well timed with WHO's initiative to strengthen efforts to make universal health coverage a reality. Reflection. ABY is one of the largest publicly funded healthcare programs in the world. Potential problems for ABY, however, would be that it only covers up to 5 family members. One of the many critiques of the new program is that because there are many citizens in rural parts of India who do not have access to digital information, television, media, etc., people may be unaware of the new program, centers, or even that they are now covered for medical expenses. Enrollment may have some of the hurdles seen with Obamacare, individuals unaware or unable to sign up online, or navigate the administrative procedures. Another critique of the program is that with $1.6 billion going to fund, some feel that the money would have been better spent to expand and enrich the medical infrastructure already available in the country. Some feel that the new program will eventually result in outdated medical centers as the funding will not be available for updates and newer technologies. Final thoughts. All in all, as echoed by the WHO, India is taking a step in the right direction. There may be kinks to work out, and in the coming years, the country will be able to analyze how best to fund, how best to expand and update already existing medical infrastructures. But the fact that India is taking the step to gainfully expose citizens to healthcare coverage that would have otherwise been considered a luxury should have positive effects for years to come. As many Indian citizens who could not afford medical care for fear of debt, or even those who were in debt for years for much-needed medical care. The ABY program is just a starting point for making India a healthier nation.